I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes.
People are looking at Beyoncé differently right now, and not because of a new album, a surprise tour, or a fashion moment. No, this time it's because of a name that refuses to disappear from the headlines: Diddy. For years, Beyoncé has been protected by silence, perfection, and an image so polished it almost felt untouchable. The queen, the blueprint, the woman who never slips, never explains, never gets caught. But now, whispers are getting louder, and the most shocking part? They're not coming from bloggers or random insiders anymore. They're coming from someone who stood close, someone who saw things firsthand, someone who had no reason to speak until now.
She called me and told me a very horrific story about her and her escape from the assault. She told me that she was at a friend's house who had industry ties and was on the phone with Diddy, and he decided to come to the house. And when he came to the house, everything was fine, that there was another woman there who we've determined to be Christina Coram, KK.
Because when Alicia Keys' name started popping up in conversations tied to Diddy and Beyoncé, people didn't know what to think. Alicia has always been the calm one, the soulful one, the artist who stays above drama. So when her words began circulating, words suggesting that Beyoncé knew more than she ever let on, it sent shockwaves through the industry. And here's the part nobody expected. Alicia didn't come out swinging, she didn't accuse, she didn't yell. She simply told pieces of the truth. And somehow that made it even louder, because silence can protect, but it can also expose. So the real question is this: what exactly did Beyoncé cover up for Diddy, and why is it only now starting to unravel? To understand how we even got here, you have to go back to a time when all of this looked very different on the surface. Back when the music industry felt glamorous, untouchable, and full of power players who could make problems disappear with a single phone call. Beyoncé and Diddy weren't just artists in the same industry, they were part of the same elite circle. Private parties, exclusive events, closed-door meetings where phones weren't allowed, and NDAs were common.
I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
the
I
tape.
can't explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
Okay.
So
you can verify
that it exists, that it's real, that the other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video was porn.
Oh my, all right. So we know that he videotaped a lot of activities at his home, Diddy. And it sounds like there was probably a lot of hidden cameras as well. Is that what is being talked about?
Yes, this was actually in his Atlanta home, at a home he had in Atlanta at one point. And it does seem that the person isn't like looking into the video, so it's, to me, doesn't seem like that person knows they're being videotaped. It doesn't seem like they're active participant in the videotaping, like they're being surreptitiously recorded.
Mm-hmm. Back then, Diddy wasn't just a mogul, he was a gatekeeper. He decided careers, he decided access, and if you were close to him, you were protected, until you weren't. Beyoncé rose during this era, carefully crafting an image built on discipline, control, and silence. She didn't do messy interviews. She didn't address rumors. She let her music speak. And when things got uncomfortable, she simply disappeared.
In fact, a lot of people don't know that cheesecake we went and got was for Beyonce. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact. People don't know. People like, y'all walked to get a cheesecake. It was for Beyonce. I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Darlon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He didn't tell us to walk back. So we already in the hotel like 3 hours before they got there. When they said they was coming, we went and met him in front of the building. And you know the first thing that nigga said out of his mouth? He said, we got the cheesecake. He was like, I want that shit. Take that shit upstairs for Beyonce. Then he said, they was like, yeah, man, we want to tell you, Fred and Darlon, they ain't walk back. You know, trying to be on some snitching shit. He's like, I ain't tell you niggas to walk back.
Alicia Keys came up around the same time, but her path was different. She was respected for her talent, her authenticity, and her refusal to play certain industry games. She moved in the same rooms, shook the same hands, but always kept a bit of distance. And that distance is important because it meant she could observe without being fully consumed. People forget that Alicia and Beyoncé weren't just peers. They were collaborators, friends, industry sisters. They shared stages, award shows, and moments behind the scenes that the public never saw. Which means when Alicia says Beyoncé was there, it hits differently because she's not speculating, she's recalling. For years, rumors followed Diddy like a shadow. Stories about parties that went too far, about young artists being pressured, about things happening behind closed doors that didn't sit right. Most people stayed quiet. Speaking up meant losing opportunities, being blacklisted, or worse. And during all of that, Beyoncé remained untouched, untied, unbothered. That didn't happen by accident.
Here's where the story starts to turn dark. As more allegations began surfacing against Diddy, people started revisiting old footage, old interviews, old photos. Suddenly, Beyoncé was everywhere, standing close, laughing, supporting, defending. And the narrative shifted from "she didn't know" to "how could she not?" According to sources close to Alicia, there were moments that stuck with her, moments where things crossed lines. Not dramatic explosions, but subtle discomfort, awkward silences, situations where someone should have spoken up, but didn't. Alicia allegedly hinted that Beyoncé saw questionable behavior and chose to protect the bigger picture instead of confronting it. And let's be honest, that bigger picture was massive. Beyoncé's brand wasn't just her career, it was an empire. Family, legacy, billions on the line. Speaking out against someone like Diddy back then wouldn't just cause waves, it would cause earthquakes. What nobody expected was for Alicia to slowly let pieces of this truth slip, not in one explosive interview, but in carefully chosen words, in side comments, in reflections about how the industry protects powerful men while demanding silence from everyone else. When she said, "Some of us were there, we saw things," people leaned in. When she added, "Not everyone who stays quiet is innocent," the internet exploded. And then came the line that changed everything. Beyoncé was there. No accusations, no details, just a statement that forced people to connect the dots themselves. And once those dots started connecting, the image of perfection began to crack. Fans rushed to defend Beyoncé, saying she was young, controlled, trapped by contracts and handlers. Critics weren't buying it. They argued that silence is a choice, especially when you have power.
Behind the scenes, insiders claim Beyoncé worked overtime to distance herself from Diddy as the walls started closing in. Appearances stopped, mentions disappeared, old ties quietly severed. But the past doesn't disappear just because you stop acknowledging it, and Alicia's words reopened doors that Beyoncé had carefully locked. The tension between the two women became noticeable. No public shade, no unfollows, just distance. And sometimes, silence between former friends says more than any argument ever could. Alicia wasn't trying to destroy Beyoncé, but she wasn't protecting her either, and that's what made it dangerous. What nobody expected was the emotional weight behind Alicia's decision to speak at all. According to people close to her, she struggled for years with guilt. Guilt for not speaking sooner, guilt for watching others get hurt while powerful names stayed protected. She saw what happened to artists who dared to speak, careers ruined, reputations dragged, lives changed forever.
But time changes things, and so does accountability. As more victims began finding their voices, Alicia reportedly felt it was no longer right to stay silent. Not loudly, not dramatically, but truthfully. And that truth included Beyoncé, not as a villain, but as someone who chose self-preservation over confrontation. The emotional fallout has been heavy. Beyoncé, once seen as untouchable, is now being questioned in ways she never has before. Fans are divided. Some say she did what she had to do to survive in a ruthless industry. Others say survival shouldn't come at the cost of protecting harmful behavior. Family dynamics are reportedly strained. Beyoncé's circle has tightened. Interviews have slowed. Public appearances feel more controlled than ever. And while she hasn't addressed the allegations directly, her silence feels louder now because the world is listening differently. Alicia, on the other hand, has faced backlash too. Some accuse her of betrayal, others praise her bravery. But one thing is clear: she didn't speak for attention. She spoke because carrying the truth became heavier than carrying the consequences. Careers don't just break from scandals like this, legacies do. Beyoncé's story is no longer just about music. It's about choices, about what happens when power meets silence, about how protecting an image can sometimes mean protecting the wrong people. And the most unsettling part? This may only be the beginning, because once one voice breaks the silence, others start finding theirs too. So as fans revisit old moments, old collaborations, old smiles that now feel different, one question keeps hanging in the air. How much did Beyoncé really know, and how long has the industry helped her hide it? In the end, this isn't about canceling anyone. It's about accountability, about acknowledging that even icons are human, and humans make decisions that ripple far beyond themselves. Alicia Keys didn't expose Beyoncé with anger. She exposed a system that taught women to stay quiet while men stayed protected. And now that the curtain has been pulled back just a little, people are wondering what else is hiding behind it. Because when silence finally breaks, it doesn't whisper, it echoes.